Hi Titans, welcome back. My name is Jennifer Wheeler. I'm a project manager in the Office of the Dean of Students, and I am back again with another webinar. Today we're going to be talking about the Assistant Deans for Student Affairs. They have always been such an important partner, and they're always there for students, faculty, a great resource in each college. But recently we've been getting a lot of emails from you, calls, and they've resulted in referrals to the Assistant Deans. So I just thought, let's go straight to the source and talk to our Assistant Deans so that they can tell you what they are, or who they are, what they do, and how they can be useful for you. So we can move on to introductions. I'm joined by two assistant deans as well as the executive director of retention. So let's go ahead and have them introduce themselves.
So good morning, and thank you, Jen, for having us. This is an exciting opportunity to be with you and to be with the students. My name is Dr. Catherine Ward. I am the Executive Director of Retention Initiatives and the Department of Assistant Deans for Student Affairs.
Hi Titans, my name is Dr. Moreno Yamashiro. I serve as the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Hi everyone, my name is Rob Flores and I am your Assistant Dean in the College of Communications.
So big thank you to you three for being here. I'm excited to get started. Just to give a brief overview of how it's going to go, we're going to have our assistant deans give a presentation, and then at the end we'll have time for some questions. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen so that you can begin that presentation.
So again, thank you, Jen. We can go ahead and just advance to the next slide because we're going to talk about Assistant Deans for Student Affairs. Who are they? And simply put, assistant deans are individuals in every college at the university whose job is to support all students and to help ensure that all students stay on track to graduation. Assistant deans, they're part of every college leadership team, but I want to take just a little quick step back and remind everyone that Cal State Fullerton as a university has 8 colleges. And each college has various majors. So for instance, I graduated from Cal State Fullerton and I was a human services major. And that major belongs to the College of Health and Human Development. And so then every college has a leadership team that helps guide the college. And at the top of that leadership team is the dean. And every college leadership team has a dean, associate dean, and assistant deans. Now, assistant deans are also part of every college's student success team. Each college has a student success team that is made up of retention and graduation specialists. Retention specialists serve first-time students and sophomores, and graduation specialists serve our juniors and our seniors regarding most things kind of academically related. Within the student success team is also career specialists. And career specialists help with career exploration and career preparedness. And then of course, the college or major advisors are also part of each college's student success teams. And many of them are housed within the student success centers that are in each college. They vary from college to college, but they are part of the center and part of a team. And so that's who Assistant Deans for Student Affairs are, and I'm going to toss it over to Rob, and he's going to share with you what do Assistant Deans do.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. So what do Assistant Deans do? So we do a lot of things, and our goal is to help you overall during your time here at Cal State Fullerton. So taking a look at some of the things that we can do to support your success, Assistant Deans support students, Titans. How do we do that? We help by directing you to resources to get involved, finding your Titan community so that you have that sense of belonging and connection to the larger university. We can help you find scholarships. There are lots of scholarships available in each of the academic colleges. Every year in the spring and sometimes in the fall, these scholarships are available for you to apply, and so we can direct you to those resources and help you with the process. We'll support you through a sensitive and personal concern. So oftentimes if there's a situation that you want to talk to someone about, you're not sure how to address it or move forward, we can help you resolve that situation by connecting you with resources and supporting you through the process. And we're here to advocate for you. So again, think of us as your advocate on campus. We want you to be successful. We want to remove any potential barriers that might prevent you from achieving those goals that you've set. And so we're here to support you, to lift you up, and advocate on your behalf. Assistant deans are also supporting campus-wide efforts. And so some of those efforts are orientation. You may have seen us during your summer orientation process, during the welcome, homecoming events, Welcome to Cal State Fullerton Day. So if you join us for Welcome to Cal State Fullerton Day, you probably engage with one of our assistant deans and our student success teams. And then of course, commencement, a celebration of you and your success at Cal State Fullerton. We are there cheering you on. Some of us will be there on stage alongside. Some of us will be helping you prepare your speeches if you're a selected speaker for your college's commencement. Assistant deans also support college-based efforts. And so within each of the academic colleges, as Dr. Ward mentioned, there are a variety of events and activities that take place. Some of these are called our college weeks. So in the College of Communications, we call it Com Week. These are annual events that we do for students in the college and throughout the community. Our interclub councils, these are funding councils within each of the academic colleges. The assistant deans serve as an advisor to these councils, and these councils will fund proposed events for campus events, special speakers, conference travel, all kinds of opportunities. We also work with our faculty staff in each of the departments in our academic college. We have close connections that we've established with our campus partners to help support you, but also to make sure that there's transparency in the work that we're doing and we're all helping you be successful. College research symposiums, if you are in a major that is heavily involved in research, you have a wonderful opportunity to present your research at a symposium. This is a great chance for you to build your research capacity, but also showcase it and kind of move yourself forward in a public speaker type of way. Theme communities, in a regular academic year, we would have academic theme communities, which we will see again in the residence halls. These are academic communities that are based around the goals and mission of each academic college. And so it's a great opportunity to live on campus as a first-year student with your peers who share similar interests. And then first-year experience programs. Many of our colleges have first-year experience programs that again are intended for first-year students. You will be supported by faculty and peer mentors who will help you become familiar with the college, university, resources, and opportunities that we have available. Next slide. And what else do we do? So like I mentioned, the aim of the assistant dean is to partner with you in your personal, academic, social, and career success. We are here to help you through all steps of the process and the journey. We will also partner with campus partners, our colleagues, and departments to make sure you have what you need to succeed. Consider us your point of contact if you have any questions at all about your educational experience. And if your assistant dean can't help you, we know someone who can, and we can make that connection for you. There's no need to bounce around and have struggle. Know that you have an advocate on your side in your college who can help you along the way. We are there for as long as you're here at Cal State Fullerton. You have us in your corner. All right, Connie.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Assistant Dean Flores. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the reasons why you would contact us. So as Assistant Dean Flores already mentioned, I'm going to go in a little bit more detail of these different points. So I'm going to start in the top row, then I'm going to move to the second row. So first, it is really helping students understand university college policies and procedures. So we know at times that could be really complex. Sometimes, you know, in general, students may not be familiar with them. And so we help you navigate that. We have that conversation. We sit down with you or virtually Zoom with you and have that conversations on how to navigate the policy, what it looks like, what are the next steps, and how we can support you beyond that. In addition to that, should any concerns happen in the classroom with your faculty or with the instruction of the classroom, you can also come to us. So going back to understanding protocols and processes, so we often will sit down and talk you through that process. So should there be a concern with the faculty or the classroom, we'll let you know that the first step is to communicate that concern with the instructor. And then from there, it'd be to communicate that concern with the department chair. And if the outcome doesn't yield what you'd hoped it would, then that would move to the dean's office, which is typically the associate dean. So we would walk you through that protocol, because sometimes perhaps you may connect with the instructor about a concern and it may not be addressed. So we want you to know that it doesn't stop there. There's more steps in that protocol and that process for you to really know about and be empowered to move through those steps and hopefully get the outcome that you're hoping for, or at least compromise on that outcome. Other things that we support, as Assistant Dean Flores mentioned, are campus resources. So we want you to get scholarships. We want you to know about them. We know finances are a really difficult time right now. And so we want to be able to give you $500, $1,000, a couple $1,000s in scholarships to help fund your education. We want you to get connected to internships. You know, that hands-on experience is really important, whether that be in person or through a virtual format. Internships are available in both modalities. Also, student employment is really important. So we want you to engage on campus. And this is actually one way for you to engage and feel part of the Titan community, is to be employed at the university. We employ hundreds of students at the university, and we would love that to be you. And so again, all of these resources, we can connect them and share it with you. Next, those college-based events, as already mentioned, that we have, they may be really specific to our college. So for HSS, we have like a fall event where we expose students to all the majors. We have our HSS week. We have specific workshops tailored to our students. So you're going to hear about that from us, and we're going to invite you. So it's so important that you check your CSUF email daily. That's the goal, for you to check, because we will be emailing you, inviting you to these events that are college-based, but also university-wide. And another part that I love is our leadership opportunities that I get to share with students. So whether that's, you know, being a peer mentor, being part of our interclub council, and being on the executive board, or being an interclub council representative, or whatever that leadership experience may be for you, we want to expose you to those opportunities, because doing well academically is very important, but also engaging in that Titan community is equally important for you. And so we want to expose you to all of those great things. And then research opportunities. And so I think oftentimes students think they could only research in certain colleges or disciplines. You know, we often think of like the sciences, the STEMs, the engineerings, but even within humanities and social sciences, there are plenty of research opportunities available to you. So we want to share those opportunities to you, so you can get connected to those faculty, be part of labs, and conduct some research as an undergraduate. That is going to be really important, especially if you want to enter and pursue graduate school. Other things are clubs and organizations. So we are the advisors, assistant deans serve as the advisors for the interclub councils. And so for HSS, we have over 25 clubs on our council. It's a lot. And so I would love to connect you to one of them or multiple of them. And so what I always say is the easiest way to feel connected to the Titan community is joining a student organization related to your major or your discipline. Because one, you're going to connect with other folks who are in your same major. You could potentially, you know, schedule classes together and have a buddy or a friend in a class. You're going to have a faculty advisor from your major. So again, you're building your network, perhaps getting a letter of recommendation in the future. And they're having different events from, you know, things related to your major, your discipline. So again, expanding that network for you. And that's all by simply joining a student organization that's connected to your major. And if you want to explore beyond that, we can also share the 200-300 plus organizations that are at Cal State Fullerton. And then some of our assistant deans, they actually support tutoring that's available through their Success Center. And so if you're a business major or you're part of the natural science and mathematics, they have tutoring. And so they can connect you to the tutoring available through there. But also, like myself, we don't have a tutoring space. But if you're taking a math class, and you're an HSS major, I can still connect you to the NSM tutoring available through that Success Center. Or I could connect you to the University Learning Center that offers tutoring, you know, across various majors and disciplines for undergraduate general education. So again, whether we have a tutoring space within our spaces, or you're just interested in seeking tutoring, we can do that for you regardless. And lastly, going back to those personal sensitive matters, is we want to support you. I think oftentimes students don't think that Cal State Fullerton can support them when they're going going through something that's personal. So whether it's mental health or challenges with family or challenges with virtual learning or something really tough happened to you, or perhaps there was a death in the family, all of those things that are personal to your life, students often don't think that the university or an assistant dean can help them. But I'm here to tell you that we can. There has not been one student that I have met that I was like, sorry, I can't help you with anything. There has always been at least one thing, if not multiple things, that we can provide to you and support you. So if those things are happening in your personal life, we want to be able to help you and support you, to listen to you and connect you to resources so you can feel better about your situation. So those are just a few reasons, quite a lot of reasons, as you can see, why you'd want to connect with us, and we want you to connect with us. So that's really important. So if we go to the next slide, you'll learn a little bit more about our team. And so Assistant Dean Flores and myself, we're representing 2 colleges, but that's 2 out of 8. And so yay, we're happy to represent our college here with y'all, but we also acknowledge that there's other amazing students at the university. So if you're a College of Arts students, Marisela Alvarado is your Assistant Dean. If you're part of the College of Business and Economics, Emmeline Young is your Assistant Dean. If you're part of the College of Communication, you know, you already met your Assistant Dean here, Assistant Dean Flores. If you're part of the College of Education, that's Diana Lopez. College of Engineering, Computer Science, Carlos Santana. Myself, HSS, yay. And then College of Health and Human Development, Lilibeth Sasses. And also if you're part of the College of Natural Science and Mathematics, that's Tatiana Pedrosa. And so all of us are here for you. And we want to be able to support you throughout your journey from the very beginning to the very end, regardless of what is happening, we are here for you. And you can see our lovely photos on the right side. So if you're not too sure what we look like and that helps you feel a little better, you get our nice, smiley, happy faces over there so you can see who your Assistant Dean is if you don't already know who they are. So our last slide, if we transition to that, you will see our contact information. So again, we want you to contact us. We want you to reach out to us. We often don't know if things are happening in your life or if you want to get involved. And so we will send emails, but it does require you to take a step and respond back and reply back and say like, yes, I want to get involved, or, oh gosh, I'm going through a really hard time. I don't know how to articulate it, my question or my concern, but I just know I need help. Please contact us. So right now, you know, most of campus is virtual, but our home office location is in Gordon Hall, room 183. Our phone number is listed there. Follow us on social media and Instagram. You'll be able to see our faces, see the different programs and resources and support we offer you. So at CSUF_Assistant Deans. And then our website is really informative. I know our team worked really hard on updating our website. So if you go to fullerton.edu/assistant deans, you can click a button that says meet your Assistant Dean. So it shows our photo, we have a welcome message, and you're like, great, I know your name, but how do I contact you? It has our email, it has our phone number, so you're able to easily contact us through that website. So again, we're happy to support you through your journey at Cal State Fullerton. So I'll pass it back to Jen. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that presentation. I know a lot of what you all do, but when you put it all together like that, it is so much. And thank you for being such a great resource for our students, for our faculty, for staff as well. But with that said, we do have some questions. So let me pull them up and we can get right into that. So we've collected these questions from students over the past week. And you did cover a lot of them, but just some more details that students want to know. So the first one is, am I only allowed to go to the Assistant Dean for my college/major?
Sure, I can answer that one. So the answer is no, you can actually go to any Assistant Dean. You know, like we're aware, you may not know who your Assistant Dean is just yet, but if you happen to catch one of us and, you know, get some time to discuss, we can all support you. So I would say you can talk to any Assistant Dean from any academic college, regardless of your question or concern. We can assist you, direct you to the right resources. Oftentimes, you know, students may have classes that are, you know, a general education course that might not be for their major, but it's in another academic college. And so we can then, you know, kind of point you to the right direction. We can help you understand the process. Even if we're not able to directly support you or answer that question, we will connect you to someone who can.
Awesome, thank you. So this next question is kind of a continuation of that, or more of a clarification. So we had a student who said, If I'm an accounting major, so College of Business and Economics, but I'm having issues in a biology class that I'm taking as a GE, would I contact the assistant dean for the College of Business and Economics or the assistant dean for the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics?
So that's a really great question. And so in this specific scenario, we would say you would contact the assistant dean in the natural sciences and mathematics. So it is best to contact the assistant dean for which you have the course concern in. So if it's bio, you're going to go to NSM. If it's a political science or history, you're going to go to me and HSS. So wherever that course is held in, you're going to go to the assistant dean in that college. And the reason behind that is really because the assistant dean in that college has really great working relationships with the faculty and staff. And so they're able to better communicate and connect you through the processes and the protocols that may be required for that concern. So hopefully that helps clarify it.
Definitely, thank you. And Titans, if you're not sure who the assistant dean is for the college or the class that you're taking, that information is online. The image that Connie showed, all that information is online. But of course, you can always reach out to the assistant dean that you're most familiar with, and they'll be able to direct you. So our next question is also similar to that. This is from an undeclared student. So they said, I'm undeclared. Which assistant dean should I talk to if I have questions or concerns?
Great question. And so I would say, as an undeclared student, you can go to any assistant dean. You're in the process of major exploration, so think of it as assistant dean exploration. We can help you in that process as well. So any assistant dean can, again, support you in that question or area. If you're unsure where to start, again, I invite you to visit our website, which is fullerton.edu/assistant deans, and send us an email, and we will set up some time to talk with you. If you want to have a phone conversation, a Zoom appointment, we have a variety of different ways to connect with you right now.
Awesome, thank you, Rob. All right, so our next question, I know you all went over the reasons students would contact you, how you can help students, but this student wants to know, what are some of the most common reasons students contact you? And also, what are some of the most common issues that you can help students with? So what are you really seeing the most? I guess that's the basis of their question.
Yeah, as you saw from our presentation, we support students through so many different resources and opportunities. And so I have about 5 things that are common, and that seems like a lot, but because we do so much, right? So one of the things we do is really help students get connected to the university. So how can I get involved, or how can I find my Titan community, or I'm feeling like not really connected to Cal State Fullerton, but I want to, I just don't know how to, like those types of questions, we definitely get a lot, and we love them because we can then connect students to different resources and opportunities that best match what they're looking for, right? So we kind of learn more about their interests and then direct them accordingly. Another thing that oftentimes assistant deans get, is really common, is those personal sensitive concerns. So whether it's in the classroom, outside the classroom, personal things, mental health related things, maybe concerns about, I might want to drop a class. What does that mean? What does that look like? Those are pretty common for us, especially around the mid-semester point that we're at right now. Other things that we get are scholarships. So people wanting to get scholarship, and related to that, really financial concerns. And so the assistant deans all work with the liaison in financial aid. So we're able to connect students to that person and consult with that person to better streamline that support for students. And so we're so happy to have that liaison. Brenda Gamboa, quick shout out to her, who's fantastic. So we either connect and support through financial aid or connect them to different scholarships within the college. And then we get a lot of general questions like, how do I navigate the university? Where do I go for this? Or, I'm looking for community related to my ethnic identity. So it's like, great, let's connect you to Dirk. Or did you know, I'm interested in grad school. Great, let's connect you to the Career Center. So whatever it is, just these more general questions, but not too sure what office really can help them. We're happy to support, and those are pretty common. And when I say common, probably on a daily basis, which is great. I love when people come and ask questions. It's not a bother. I'm just like, awesome, cool, let's get you connected. And then I would say probably for our colleagues in NSM and CB and business as well, they get a lot of tutoring. And so they're very busy with tutoring. So that's a more common theme for them, I believe. So those are some, lots of different things, a wide variety. And again, we are a really good like initial first stop to be like, I need help. Where do I go? What do I do?
Thank you for sharing that, Connie. I do think it's so important for students to know what is being asked so that, one, it gives them an idea of, oh, I could be going to my assistant dean for that, but also it normalizes feeling this way, right? So feeling like I don't know how to get involved, or I want to be more involved. So I think that's really helpful for students to know this is what others are asking. So don't be afraid, come and ask whatever you need. The assistant dean is here to connect you. All right, so going into our next question, how do I know when to contact the department chair versus when to contact the assistant dean? So I guess this is in terms of an academic related issue, maybe with faculty, a grade, something along those lines. When should they go to the department chair? When should they go to the assistant dean?
Great question. This is a common question. And so I think we've all supported students in this way before. I would say definitely start with your assistant dean. And the reason I suggest that is because assistant dean, we can help you understand the process of appealing a grade or expressing a concern with an instructor or a grade appeal. I think oftentimes these situations evolve and there's a lot going on, and so it can be stressful. So we want to help you kind of sort through that and process it and understand what the process is to appeal or move things forward before you take it to the department chair level. Oftentimes the first step really is to engage in a conversation with a faculty member, but we're aware that that might not always be something you're comfortable with, and that's okay. So we can advise as to next steps. I'd say the department chair oftentimes comes into this scenario after there's been an attempt to resolve a concern with an instructor. So the department chairs will often review those conversations or help you kind of explore the next steps. They'll also support you with a grade appeal, again, after consulting with an instructor. So I would always say, you know, if you're not sure, or even if you are sure and you want to move things forward, talk with your assistant dean first to make sure that you're contacting the right person, right? Because we don't want you to run around in circles and have to tell your story 5 different times, right? We want to make it as easy as possible. And I think also we can help you kind of think through what it is that you want to communicate and what it is your kind of your hoped outcome for this, right? Because I think being clear in communication and expectation is important. And we can kind of help you as a second party to look at that and then hopefully get things resolved for you.
Awesome, thank you. So go to the assistant dean, and then from there, it can escalate if needed. All right, this is our final question, but it's a very important one. And it goes back to what you were talking about earlier, Connie, with the sensitive matters. So a lot of students wanted to know, if I'm talking to my assistant dean and I disclose personal information or some other sensitive matter, would this information be shared with faculty? And also, would it be shared with anyone else? I know this answer, maybe it depends, but to the best of your ability, if you could fill us in on what happens when a student shares that personal information with you all.
Perfect. So I'm going to provide some context first. So one, all employees at the university are mandated reporters for Title IX. So that's all assistant deans, all employees at the university. And so should any Title IX related things come up in our conversations, you know, discrimination on sex, gender, assault, stalking, etc., we are mandated reporters. And so we don't have a choice in doing that. We have to. But oftentimes students have choices on what happens after that report happens. So we have that conversation and we often will let students know. I tell them directly if something is disclosed that, you know, I am a mandated reporter and this is what the process looks like. Again, so there are no surprises. People feel comfortable with the process and protocol and what's going to happen. So all employees are mandated reporters, and that includes assistant deans. And also, should students express any concerns or just things that may be alarming in regards to harming themselves or others, then we may have to connect with CAPS, or we may have to contact University Police Department. And again, it is a depends, right, on what is shared and what is disclosed. And that is only to protect you in that instance. So we don't want you to be harmed, or we don't want others to be harmed. And in those cases, we may have to. But I would say for the most part, any other information is really pretty much between us. And the information is not for us to be nosy or to share with others or anything like that. It is really for us to better understand what's happening so we could better support you, to connect you to resources. So the more information that we know and can get a bigger sense of that picture, the more we can help direct you on how to move forward with some next steps. So there are some instances where we do, but for the most part, that conversation is to help us better guide you.
Got it. And when it comes to Title IX issues, that's a referral directly to Title IX. It's confidential with Title IX. Like Connie said, it's up to you what happens from there. Title IX will reach out to you and see if you want to take any further steps, up to you. And then also when it comes to harm to yourself or others and that referral to CAPS, that's also just to CAPS. So rest assured that they're only going to be sharing information if they absolutely need to. And also it's still confidential in a way that it's not being shared with your faculty necessarily. It's not being shared with the entire university. It's very select. And you all probably heard of FERPA before. We take it very seriously, and your student record is protected by FERPA. And so we make sure that we're keeping things as confidential as we can, and that you have a choice in what's being shared and what's not being shared to the best of our ability. So thank you, Connie. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Catherine. That was our last question. I love the presentation. I can't wait for students to see this. I know if they have questions, they can always email us. They can email you. But before we end this, does anyone have any closing remarks for our students?
I'd just like to say thank you again to you, Jen, and to the Office of Dean of Students. We work closely and collaborate with the Office of Dean of Students, especially if there is longer term needs and care that a student may have. But we just appreciate this opportunity to share a little bit more about who we are and what we do, so that everyone has a clear idea if they find themselves with any sort of question or need, that their assistant dean, any assistant dean, is here to support them and make sure that they can persist and stay on track to graduation, because that's our goal here. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you again to our wonderful panelists. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in to watch it. And again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out, deanofstudents@fullerton.edu. All of this information is going to be available on our IGTV as well as our YouTube. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time, Titans. Bye.